What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with our next attack strategy video. This one is on GoLoWiWi or GoLoWiPe. They work the same way, whether you prefer witches or P.E.K.K.A.s, completely up to you. Somewhat of an antiquated attack style. Don't see it much these days. You used to see it a lot more when the three-star attack strategies were first being developed, because it was the first step in that evolution of, okay, we got to do something for the back end of this GoWiWi or this GoWiPe. That's where we're not getting it taken care of. So it was a natural progression, and not to say it's not still effective. Obviously, you're looking at this base, some max Town Hall 9, Lego walls, decent heroes. It's effective on the right style of base. So you can use it, and some people are just more comfortable with these. So if that's the case for you, you're not liking hogs, you're not liking La Luna attacks, you're just really, tied to those golem-based attacks. This could be something that is effective for you, so I'm still going to bring it. Probably should have done it, 3 months ago, but oh well. Better late than never. The first base we're going to look at here is Alpha Dog. Long time ago, taking on this base. I've had this one sitting on the desktop for quite some time. What he does is just sends 2 golems, basically in the same area here. Going to start bringing them in, backing them up with wizards, witches. He does a wee, so he decides to bring several witches. Just going to bring them in, obviously going to get through this wall. And then he brings a jump spell for right here. Now, it's a poorly placed jump spell. It does not get all the way, doesn't let them come right through here. But that's just a mistake that needs to be corrected. The idea was right. Brings a jump spell. Everything's coming in. Drops a nice rage and a heal again in this area as the troops are dealing with the clan castle troops. Keeps them alive, keeps them taking them out quickly. A normal GoWiWi or GoLoWiPe type attack. You're setting it up the same way. You're creating your funnel. You're sending in your troops, your jump, your heals. You're taking everything out. The goal is to simply get these air defenses taken care of. And the reason he came from this angle is there's 3 right there handy. But once these heroes and golems get into this core, they're going to take out the entire core. So this one goes down as well. Now, once that happens, you've got basically this part of the base taken care of with your GoWiWi or GoWiPe. And if you look at that, it's very doable. There's a lot of damage out here. There's a lot of point defense out here. So this is a perfect style base that you want to be looking for on this. Something you can bring a couple golems, your heroes, either your P.E.K.K.A.s or your witches backed up by wizards. You can get in there and get it done. Now, Alpha Dog has 10 balloons, so basically what he does is 2 balloons, 2 balloons, 2 balloons, 2 balloons, and I think 2 here, or maybe it's on this cannon. But anyways, basically these towers on the bottom here get 2 balloons apiece. So now, while his troops are in this moat and in the core, and would have to go through all these high HP storages to even get a shot at these outside defenses, the balloons go straight to it. They wipe this outer ring out, and then it's just cleanup time. So this is what it's all about: getting into the core, getting into those protected air defenses with your golem-based attack, getting it taken out, and then coming in on the backside and saying, okay, I'm going to take out these defenses as well with my balloons. Now, there are some bases, and this one you might even could get away with it, that you can do the balloons on the front end and not even have to risk it. You do have this air defense that could be in range of some, and these X-bows are pointed. This one's definitely pointed up. I'm not sure about that one on the right. It's hard to tell from the picture. So that would contend with it, probably why he waited for the back end here. But always look at the option. Hey, if there's no true air defense, you can front end loon it and then go wee or go wipe the base. But let's watch Alpha Dog do this one, then we'll look at another one. All right, coming in from the top, golems going down, just soaking up all that point defense, letting everything targeted. He could have actually dropped that second golem a little higher up, and that archer tower right there that's taking out those balloons would have been a focus on it as well, and those balloons would have been a little more effective. But it's all the same, just a little tweak there. You see the wizards creating the funnel. Everything's going in at this point. Right there, you see the jump spell. It's a little bit botched. Should have been farther out towards those troops, but drops the rage, which the king and those wizards and all that get through it pretty quickly. A nice heal there to keep while they're dealing with those CC troops and all that damage coming in. keep them alive. And then again, the jump lets them right into the core. Already one air defense down. The second one is about to go down as soon as the queen locks on over here. And then the king, the golems, and some of those wizards and whatnot are working their way through the core very quickly under rage. Right there, the king locks onto that core air defense. It goes down. Now you see 3 of the 4 are down. The last one is being targeted by those wizards. It's about to go down. And then here's the targeted balloons just working their way around. 2 for every tower that can hit them. And then right there, in a matter of, what was that, 5 seconds, those balloons took out all the remaining towers that could hit the balloons. Just a few point defense in that mortar left, and this one is over. So you see the power there. All those troops that are in that core and in that moat right now still would not even be targeting those defenses, but they are completely gone. Nothing can hurt them at this point. So that's the premise. That's the point behind it. Get that attack, get it into the core, and then you don't have to worry about letting your troops out of the core. You don't have to worry about how they're going to get to those remaining defenses. The balloons are going to take care of it for you. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. All right, guys, the next one we're looking at here is a base that Zeng attacked a while back. Zeng's an old pro at this one, this type of attack. I mean, he used to wreck these bases similar to this with just, GoWiWi. So adding the loons was nothing to him. It was very natural. He sends 3 golems, and he sends them like this. The reason he does that is because these 2 golems are going to spread and walk around the base this way. This one's going to head up the middle and tank there. Heroes going up. He starts dropping wall breakers for this. Heals, rages in this area. Same principle. He wants to take this out, create his funnel. Heroes and golems go in the core. Heroes and wizards, sort of spread to the sides, witches, and get these. He wants to get the core wiped out, obviously. And then as soon as this one's a little farther away, but as soon as this golem works her way around here and some wizards take out this, he wastes no time starting to send his balloons. He only brought 6, but watch how effective they are. He sends them in here, I believe, like this, and they take out all of these defenses right here by themselves. All of this is all taken out to just those 6 loons, so almost a 1-for-1 trade on all those. They might have even got over to this cannon. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Tesla pops here, and it does take some of them out. But this side's all that's really left. This gets taken out, and the core obviously gets wrecked. So when it's all said and done, his balloons are down. He's got like the Tesla, the Archer Tower, and that left. And he's got golems, he's got his heroes up, he's got witches, wizards. Just absolutely wrecks the base. But you see the principle behind it. It's just a nice GoWiWi. Funneling, same principles, funneling everything to the core. You've got to get that core taken out and get those air defenses taken care of. And then when you have exposed air defenses like this, like this, as soon as it goes down, take advantage, because then the only air defense that was left was this one on the opposite side. So all of this side of the base was open to those loons, and that's exactly where he used it at. So very nice job. Let's watch him do it live, and then we'll look at one more. All right, here we go. Golem's going down immediately, followed by his wizards on each side, and then, again, heroes right up the middle with that golem out of the CC. So everything's going in, just sort of letting it create right here, letting it sort of develop. You see the wall breaker start to go in. He wants to make sure and get in there, get that first compartment opened up to where they can start getting into the moat. You see the king and queen go down right there, and then the jump spell to let them all the way in, and the heal to protect them while they're dealing with the CC troops, all that stuff. So now they're protected. You see the golem on the bottom. Watch it. It's working its way around to that air defense. Right there, the king is in the core. Drops a rage, perfect, and another heal. Now his core troops are just going to absolutely demolish that. The bottom air defense goes down. One of the air defenses in the core is already down, and the king's working on the second one. Here come the balloons. You see the Tesla pop, immediately drops an extra balloon for it. But all of those defenses are even targeting troops in the core, so the balloons are protected. Look at all they're going to get done. Just working their way through. You see on the top side, it sort of petered out. That golem's pretty much busted right there. So that air defense is going to stand. But everything on the left side, look at these balloons, just wiping out that entire side. Nothing else even touched those defenses. It was all the balloons, which was just awesome. They did go ahead and get that cannon there, but the Tesla ended up taking them out. But no problem there either, because all they had to do, the troops you see them sort of converging on it, everything else was being taken out as well. So awesome attack. Let's go back to the drawing board. All right, the last one we're going to look at is Augsy taking on a base that he did this with a little bit differently. It's a different style base, and for one, it's a GoLoWiPe, not a WiWi. So that's different, and just the way he approached it was different, which I liked. He sends a golem in from this direction, followed by a queen and just a few wizards to create his funnel. Then he sends a golem in down here, again followed up by wizards, and finally a golem in right here. 3 golem, 3-prong attack, and wizards followed up here. So basically half of this base is being tanked by his golems, and he's coming in from a huge section. So that's kind of neat. He does bring a jump spell that he places nicely right here, and he drops his P.E.K.K.A.s, but unfortunately he did not have his funnel created wide enough, and they roam down this direction. They don't take the jump into the core as he wanted them to, but they eventually get into the core. The queen steps up. He drops a nice rage for her there, and she steps up and starts taking out air defenses. And then he uses his king as just a suicide king to take out the queen. So that was kind of nice. A pretty wide berth attack. And he only brought 8 balloons, but as this goes down, the queen gets into the core. She starts fighting. I believe this air defense goes down. He sends his balloons in from this side, and those 8 balloons take out all of this right here. So again, a pretty solid trade. There's a Tesla that pops right here, gives him a little trouble with his balloons, but a pretty solid trade for his balloons, and it's something that cuts way down on travel time. Nothing has to go up that direction. The queen and the P.E.K.K.A.s finally coming in from the bottom wreck the core, so it gets wiped out. You see that all of this down here is obviously cleared to his golems and wizards. Just has a few things over here, and I think they wrap around and pretty much take care of it. But again, this is pretty big. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-point defense in a wizard tower. That's a lot of DPS that his loons handled all by themselves, all on their own. Makes a big difference. This would not have been a 3-star without those loons. He could have not brought more wizards or P.E.K.K.A.s or anything like that to make this a 3-star. That's what did it for him. So let's watch it, and then we'll call this thing a day. All right, here Oggs goes with Golem from the top there. Uses his CC Golem there. Just backing it up, a few archers up top, wizards on bottom. Just creating that funnel, making sure everything's going to go where he wants it to. I forgot to mention he did bring a lightning for the CC troops just to help take care of them. And then had a few witches to sort of back up the queen, tank a little bit, and help take out those CC troops. So that was all good. You see the Golem already working his way up top. The jump spell right there lets everything into the core, which is nice. Again, those P.E.K.K.A.s just maybe a little early. Had he waited just a little longer, let that cannon gone down, I think they would have went to the core, which would have been much nicer. But they get the job done. You see the Golem on the bottom there, and then the king going down to, again, be just sort of a suicide king to go in, take out that queen, which works out nicely. The queen, you see, working her way into the core, drops a nice rage for her there because she's sort of on her own, so he's got to take care of her and a heal spell on her. So she's trying to basically deal with that core by herself with the help from a few witches. Gets the first air defense taken care of, working on the town hall. But you see now, pretty much it's open up top there, and nothing's up there. Nothing's going to deal with that. His attack will peter out before it gets there, but here comes the loons going to each defense, taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenses for those loons, and it goes ahead and drops one on the right side. You see there does take out a Tesla there, so that's, let's say, 7 defenses for 8 loons, almost a 1-for-1 trade. That's huge, guys. Think about that. Think about what if you could do that 1-for-1 trade. You would do it every time. So he almost did that with 8 balloons. Made all the difference in the world. You see they're finishing up here. Basically nothing left for them to deal with. All right, guys, that is it. I hope you learned something from this. Again, sort of an old school attack, but it is still effective. Hope you liked it and get some 3 stars out of it. Until next time, Jake from OneHive reminding you guys to suck less.